Related to this idea of chaplains and pastors needing to represent their denomination and teach what their denomination teaches, and at least outwardly live by what their denomination teaches when they're being seen in public, and rather than being able to represent Christ according to their convictions, represent the Father according to their convictions. So like I've talked to a number of chaplains and pastors who are in this boat where they don't necessarily agree with the denomination they're associated with in terms of, just certain things that they don't feel like really represent God and who he is and what his teachings are, but they need to go along with their denomination so they can continue to be chaplains and pastors. So if they veer from that, they will no longer be backed by, sponsored by that denomination, and they could lose their congregation, lose access to the church building, all these things, lose their salary. So there's a real consequence to leaders within the church not going along with whatever denomination they're associated with believes. And it got me thinking, like, one, I'm really thankful that I'm not associated with a particular denomination, because then I can just talk about whatever I believe represents God. And a couple years ago, I actually was looking into seminaries and with particular denominations, and was wanting to go down that route. And unfortunately, I found that a lot of the seminaries have been infiltrated and are woke. Either they're cessationists and don't believe that the Holy Spirit is active, or they are woke and are agreeing with lots of things that God does not like. So unfortunately, our seminaries are compromised. So anyway, so I decided not to do that, and I've signed up for an online seminary that is not even accredited by the government, and which, when I was talking to the person that founded it, they mentioned how they wanted to create a school where Jesus could actually teach. So Jesus would not be welcome to teach in our seminaries, in our accredited seminaries, which is just interesting. So, and getting to Jesus, like, I find it fascinating that Jesus actually he didn't go to a rabbinical school. He did not associate himself with any of the denominations at that time, any of the Jewish denominations. He was able to represent the Father for who the Father is, and not feel the pressure to represent him according to a specific denomination's belief about him. So anyway, those are just some of my thoughts.